What's up YouTube? It's your boy Naughty Nev, and today I have a replay of Cyber Dragons against Maliss. Now, without wasting any of your time, let's get right into the replay. So, our opponent wins the rock, paper, scissors and they decide to go first. So, in the opening hand we have Engage, Imperm, Dormouse, Book of Eclipse and Triple Tactics talents. In our opening hand we have Thrust, Droplet, Worm, Perulia, and Ash Blossom. So, opponent starts playing, and they start off with Sky Striker Engage. Here I'm busy thinking, and I decide to drop the Perulia just to get some draw. May not help us against Maliss, but it is what it is. So, opponent starts with Engage, summons the token, links into Kugari. Kugari effect will add back Engage. And then from here, opponent will normal summon Dormouse. Soon we draw the card, and then our opponent decides to activate Triple Tactics talent. Look at our hand, and our opponent will shuffle back the Ash Blossom. Now, the downside with Perulia, as I said, against Maliss, they don't really summon from the hand, so this is the only draw we get off Perulia. Otherwise, carrying on. From here, Bestial Jerusalem isn't really an interruption against Maliss, and our opponent is just going to go full combo from here, so I'll just fast forward to not waste your time. Opponent activates Red Ransom, gets the field spell. Next I'll activate TB11 to special summon from deck. Red Ransom will trigger to reborn itself and summon Dot Scraper, and then when our opponent summons Heart Scripter, sending Link Decoder to grave, I just thought this is possibly maybe the only time I get to use the Jerusalem, so I decided to activate Jerusalem to banish the Link Decoder, and that goes through. So from here, opponent will activate the field spell, banishes Chessy Cat effect triggers to reborn itself, and then our opponent will link summon into Splash Mage. Splash Mage will reborn the Chessy Cat, and then from here, from here opponent will go into White Binder effect, banish the, I think it was Heart Crypto as well, yeah. Heart Crypto will now reborn itself, and from here our opponent activates Book of Eclipse. Why? I wasn't really sure, but I think it's because our opponent wanted to activate Engage to get that extra effect where they can draw a card, since after Book of Eclipse they'll have 3 spells in grave. But yeah, I guess that's what they wanted to do. I would have held on to it, but sure. Moving on, opponent will activate Heart's Crypto to banish out Worm, and then from here White Binder will set the trap. I think this is the, yes, GW6, the one that special summons. Well, it's the monster reborn from graveyard or banished for Maliss. And now our opponent will link summon into Firewall Dragon. Here they activate Engage to get Widow Anchor, and they set 3 and then they pass. So we're going up against Widow Anchor, Infinite Impermanence, GWC, and Firewall Dragon. I don't think they have anything in grave, no. So as you can see, my hand, not a good hand, so I'll just fast forward. We didn't actually win this, we actually scooped. And yeah, we'll just head into game 2. So in game 2, I decide to go second again and make my opponent go first. So in this round, my opponent's opening hand, he has Lancia, Dormouse again, another Lancia, Thrust, and Chessy Cat. So our opponent may have thought, since probably seeing the Bestials, thought we're playing Maliss, so hence why they have Lancia in their deck now. In our opening hand, we have Negation Fortress, Cyber Dragon Core, Machine Duplication, and Forbidden Droplet. Now, this is the ideal Cyber Dragon hand that you want to see. Obviously, you know, from the 2019 Cyber Dragon, people busy playing Cyber Dragon, they would love to see this opening hand. But yes, I made my opponent go first. So since we have no interruption here, our opponent will just go full combo. So I will just fast forward to not waste your time. Opponent goes Chessy Cat, banish Dormouse, Dormouse effect Reborn, and banish White Rabbit. White Rabbit will then set the TB11. TB11 will then activate to summon Chessy Cat from grave, and Red Ransom will reborn itself, banishing Dot Scraper. Dot Scraper brings itself back, link into Decoder, then link into Heart Scripter, Splash Mage again, now into White Binder. White Binder will banish the Heart Scripter to reborn itself, and Chessy Cat. And now White Binder will set GWC, and now our opponent will link into Terahertz, and Terahertz will send the Save Worm, the Spell and Trap Negate. Yeah, Spell and Trap Negate, and also set Widow Anchor. So Terahertz, GWC, Widow Anchor, and the Save Worm. So our opponent, as I said, thought that we were playing Maliss. So in the draw phase, opponent drops the Lancia. I drew into Fualos, and I'm not activating Fualos, sorry, because our opponent is not going to be special summoning from the deck. So I decided to keep this for a droplet discard. So now let's start our play. So we head into main phase. I special summon Cyber Dragon. I thought that it's probably the best idea to just link away Terahertz before Terahertz can send another Cybers monster to grave. I thought my opponent would send one now, but my opponent does not activate its effect, so we just Contact Fuse straight into Mega Fleet Dragon. Cool. And then from here I summon the Negation Fortress. My plan was I use Machine Duplication, target Negation Fortress to summon 2 more copies so that I can negate these 2 set cards from activating, and also just applying some pressure to my opponent so that they can interact with my cards on the field, so that core can safely be normal summoned and its effect can resolve. So carrying on, my opponent's thinking here, and then here I go Machine Duplication target. Now unfortunately, siding into game 2, I sided out the 1 Negation Fortress, so I had to decide where to put this card, and I decided to put it in the column of the GWC. So summon, and now our opponent decides to activate GWC, and then they will chain Widow Anchor to negate Negation Fortress, and now they'll bring out White Binder. And now here I'm thinking White Binder will then start banishing Heart Scripter, Red Ransom, or any other card, and that would be too much for me to deal with. But unfortunately I forgot that our opponent activated Lancia, and our opponent cannot do it anyway, but in a moment I forgot about it, so I actually went with Droplet, activating to negate White Binder, so that was a waste of a Droplet. And so from here I normal summon Core, but I can't go for an OTK because Cyber Dragon Core will ideally add Cyberdark Realm. Cyberdark Realm will add Cyberdark Chimera. Then when I summon Cyberdark Chimera and activate its effect, I need a spell or trap in my hand to discard to add Power Bond. So I could not go for the OTK. I think the only plan here was that I just start my Fiendsmith plays and I go into Cyber Dragon Infinity. I think I was playing it here. So, but my opponent decides to just scoop. I don't know why. He was not gonna lose in that turn because I couldn't go for the OTK. But hey, my opponent scoops, and so we go to game 3. In game 3, my opponent made me go first. Yes, now I remember. So in our opening hand, we have Cyber Emergency, Fualos, Power Bond, Lacrima, and Jerusalem. In our opponent's opening hand, they have White Rabbit, Engage, Hornet Drones, another Engage, and Ultimate Slayer. Sky Striker engine is already a lot to deal with, them going second, but since we are going first, my game plan was, since I have Cyber Emergency but no other Cyber Dragon cards, it's either that I normal summon Cyber Dragon Core or I normal summon Lacrima. So we go into main phase and I'm thinking whether to activate, but yes, I activate emergency to grab core. And then from here, I am thinking, do I really want to attempt to make a play to normal summon? I'm not going to summon Cyber Dragon core. It's not going to do anything this turn. So I was debating whether to summon Lacrima just to set up Desiree or wave High King Caesar. But then I thought to myself, my opponent was playing the Sky Striker cards and he may just break my board. So I actually decided to take a massive risk and just end my turn. I figured, well, not figured, I just assumed that I will rely on Fualos. Fualos effect will get me draws into some of my disruptions, and we pray that we survive, but where I can also summon Jerusalem to the field as a body so that my opponent does not kill me. So I took a massive risk and I pass. My opponent is now starting their turn. So they draw into Maliss in the underground, another extender, already full combo here. And our opponent starts with Hornet Drones, special summon the token. They will then, I will activate Fuwalos here since I know they will link summon into Kogari. So I activate Fuwalos and our opponent did not have Ash. So they go into Kogari effect, add back Hornet Drones, we draw into Magma Hut. White Rabbit effect will set TB11 and now our opponent will start their plays. They go into Lizardos, I'm assuming that's how you say it, and that will banish the White Rabbit. White Rabbit will reborn itself. Opponent will now link into Red Ransom. Red Ransom will add another field spell, and opponent will now activate TB11 to special summon Chessy Cat from the deck. Red Ransom will trigger, reborn itself, and it will also banish another Chessy Cat. I don't know why I didn't banish a Dartscaper. Probably our opponent sided it out. Chessy Cat will trigger to reborn itself. Chessy Cat will then activate, banish a Maliss card. I think it's a Maliss card. Yes, a Maliss card from the hand to draw 2. And here I figured I don't want them to draw and I should probably stop the effect. No, sorry, the ability for my opponent to banish cards now that I've drawn into Lancia. So I activate Lancia here, and that will definitely help us in our favor. So opponent links into Link Decoder. They then link into Hearts Crypto. Opponent activates Link Decoder, and I thought of activating Mag, but I just forgot that I already activated Lancia, so that's a misplay on my side. And now I just gave away that I have a Mag in my hand. But my opponent continues, summons another Sky Striker token. And now my opponent links into Link Spider. And then goes into Splash, Mage. And then now we draw into an Imper. So opponent now links into White Binder. And here I am thinking if I want to allow my opponent to set a trap, and I stop my opponent by activating Imperm. I don't want them to get a trap for a disruption. That will be a problem in our turn. Next, our opponent goes into access code, and here I was getting a bit worried. I was like, is my opponent gonna kill me now? I was quite afraid. I wasn't sure. Couldn't remember what else was in their hand, if they could bring out another body. But yes, access code will now be on the field with 5,300 attack. Our opponent activates engage, and I thought about what they could add. It could be Widow Anchor, maybe Afterburners. I didn't want my opponent to get access to those disruptions, so I decided to Ash engage. But my opponent had another engage, so Ash was useless, and my opponent gets the Widow Anchor. My opponent enters battle phase, attacks me for 5,300, and thankfully we do survive. And so now we are going into our turn with Ultimate Slayer set. I actually thought this was Imperm or a Maliss trap card. They have Widow Anchor set, and that is all the disruptions. Yes, that is all they have. So now it's our turn. We draw into Cyber Dragon, and now my plan, as usual, try to bait out as many interruptions so that core can successfully resolve. So I special summon Cyber Dragon. I was thinking whether I want to contact fuse or just set up a infinity play. So I special summon Negation Fortress, but at the same time here, knowing that my opponent has Widow Anchor, I figured that I will try to Xyz summon into infinity later so that I can bait out that Widow Anchor for another play of mine. So I decided to hold on to that. And I think here I started doing my Fiendsmith plays. Yes, I started doing my Fiendsmith plays. Engraver searches tracked effect will activate the Engraver since we already have Lurie in hand and Lacrima. That's unfortunate. So we discard Lurie effect to special summon, and now we link summon into Requiem effect. Requiem will summon Lacrima, then Lacrima will send another. Oh yes, sorry. I sided out the one Engraver, I think, so I don't have any targets for Lacrima. I also didn't play the trap in this turn. I think I sided it out, so no effect of Lacrima, so I just activate Engravers, Reborn effect, shuffling back Lurie. Then I link summon into sequence effect, and this, oh no, I actually fusion summon into Desiree, sorry, and then my opponent uses Widow Anchor, negates Desiree, and also I think, yes, they do take Desiree as well. So that successfully baited out the Widow Anchor, and now here I'm pretty sure I decided to go into, yes, straight into infinity for that extra negate, maybe for this set card or the card that was in his hand. I still was thinking that this is probably either an Imperm or a Maliss trap. So continuing our play, since we have a successful protection on our board with infinity, I normal summon core effect, add Cyberdark Realm, and right here is the OTK combo. But we already have Power Bond, but since there was another set card and still one card in his hand, I decided just add Cyberdark Realm, activate Cyberdark Realm, and maybe my opponent will Ash it. He's scared about the OTKs, but no interruption, so we add Cyberdark Realm. And our opponent scoops. Yeah, he didn't actually have any disruption. This was just a bluff. And luckily for us, since we have Power Bond in our hand already, and we had two Cyber Dragon cards, one on the field, one in our hand, we could just activate Power Bond, go straight into Chimera take Rampage Dragon. Rampage Dragon can just pop the back row, the set card and the field spell, and then we just activate Rampage Dragon to gain 2 additional attacks, so it can attack 3 times. Then we would just use Infinity, take his access code. We don't want to take the Desiree, we would like Desiree to go to grave, so we just take his access code, and then we certainly attack for game. And yes guys, that is the video. Cyber Dragon against Maliss, and we managed to win this match. There were some changes I made to the deck. I will post that in another video, but just to highlight it, I think, yes, so I decided to add in Negation Fortress, and the reason for that is I needed to play some level 5s, and Negation Fortress is once per turn a free special summon, so it allows for easy rank 5 plays with Cyber Dragon, and hence why in this build I am playing the 1 Infinity and the 1 Nova. And I think that is the changes I have made. I will make a separate video to show the deck profile that I've used. Otherwise guys, that is the replay. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, comment down below your thoughts and opinions and what else you would like to see. I would greatly appreciate your support and your thoughts to help provide you with some awesome content and to grow this channel. Also, hit the subscribe button, and until the next video guys, Naughty Nev signing out. Peace.